So, in today's training, in today's episode, Nancy and I are going to talk about how to turn your LinkedIn presence into a way to grow your email list. And there are a number of things that you can do, but we're going to focus on two that have produced the best results for us in continuing to grow our email list. And before we dig into those two components, just a couple quick announcements. Much like we talked about last week, our enrollment for pre-enrollment for our high-level intimate group coaching mastermind called Expert Authority, 10 to 15 people. If you are a coach, a consultant, or a service professional that's looking to grow and scale your business, not just leveraging LinkedIn, but to have certain processes and systems in place with our help. Pre-enrollment is now open. So if you're watching on social, Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn, just type the word interested in the chat and we can send you our calendar link to book a time with us. If you are interested in signing up for our high-level paid workshop called How to Scale Your Business Using LinkedIn from April 27th to May 1st from 12 to 1 Eastern, live and recorded. Just type the word me in the comments and we will send you that link so you can get yourself signed up. We're capping it at 150 people. So make sure that you get in while you can. And any of those things that I just mentioned, if you're listening on the podcast, just go to the description of this episode. You'll find our calendar link to book a call about pre-enrollment for our mastermind, but also the link where you can pay to sign up for our high-level workshop called Scale Your Business on LinkedIn. Now, what people don't recognize sometimes, I would say as a whole, social media is rented land. So none of us own our LinkedIn accounts. We don't own our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We don't own any of it. The social platforms do. They can be shut off and shut down in the blink of an eye. And this is why it is so imperative and so important for you to make sure that you're doing everything in your capacity to turn your LinkedIn presence into an email capture system. If you are not collecting emails compliantly from LinkedIn and you're not growing that email list, which is what we're going to be teaching not only in our workshop, but in our group coaching mastermind, you're putting yourself in a very, very, very vulnerable situation. Because just imagine if something happens to the social media platform and maybe they have a temporary interruption where none of us can log on. You're cut off from all communication from your network. But if you're building an email list, you can still communicate with them. So the first thing that we wanted to talk about is the featured content section within your LinkedIn profile. So Nance, when people ask us, well, what should I have on my featured content section on LinkedIn? What's the best recommendation that you would give that person asking that question?
Well, actually, I would give a couple things, but the fact that LinkedIn even gives us the ability to have this featured section, I think it's amazing. You can enter everything from a URL, a link, to sharing a newsletter that you want to feature and promote. You can drop your, book a call link. You can drop your, website link. So there's a lot of options that you can do, but I highly recommend, right, when we're talking about really leveraging LinkedIn to grow your email list, I would say absolutely, guys, if you have a lead magnet or a free, right, download, something, right, that people can download and get in exchange for their email, that is an amazing thing to add to your featured section. And Scott, for everyone listening, right, Scott also recommends, sharing your newsletter, right? This is a great place to feature and get more subscribers for your LinkedIn newsletter. And also any programs or events or things that you're promoting. I mean, this featured section is really just a billboard of all the things and really the next steps you want your audience and people who are really checking you out to take.
Yeah, and I think the interesting thing about this is that um, you can drive traffic to wherever you want to collect an email. So maybe you have a really good YouTube presence. You can actually put the link to your YouTube channel in your featured content section that sends people to YouTube to watch your videos. And maybe in those videos, you have a way for people to opt in for something, a lead magnet or a workshop. Maybe you want to promote your website, which has a pop-up for a lead magnet. So you can also put your website on here. And Nancy kind of mentioned if you have a calendar link where you're looking to book more calls, you can add your calendar link here. And, I just want to kind of put a cap on the featured content section by saying the great thing about the featured content section is that you can rotate whatever you want within it as often as you want. So kind of Nancy forementioned that, you can put a workshop on here so you can drive traffic to a workshop. If you have a new lead magnet that you're testing out, you can put it up there. If you have an assessment or maybe a guide or a quiz, you can use that as well. And Nancy mentioned that I always recommend, yes, having your newsletter on there. And that's the second thing that we wanted to talk about today in how your LinkedIn newsletter can act as a lead generator for collecting emails. Because number one, your LinkedIn newsletter, in my honest and humbled opinion, is one of the best ways to build credibility. Because using mine as an example, I currently have 11,434 subscribers. So these have nothing to do with my connections, nothing to do with my followers. This is a subset of people that have chosen to subscribe to my newsletter. Now, where does the email capture come into place within a LinkedIn newsletter? Something that we're going to be teaching in our workshop and also in our mastermind is making sure that every single newsletter edition that you have has a specific call to action. So if you were to click on any of my newsletter editions and you go to the very, very bottom of that newsletter edition, I can promise you there will be some sort of way to capture an email, whether that's promoting a workshop that we have, whether it's to book a call or visit my website or take my quiz or my assessment. And the beautiful thing about this is that not only does LinkedIn send notifications to every one of your subscribers, but LinkedIn also gives you the data on what's going on from an insights perspective. So if you were to go into your newsletter edition as the creator of it, right, this specific one, and you click on view stats at the very, very top, LinkedIn is going to give you a, a very important statistic that a lot of social platforms do not give. Now, for those that don't know this, LinkedIn, for people that have email communication turned on from LinkedIn, meaning if you're receiving emails currently from LinkedIn about people that have viewed your profile or a post that you can comment on or a connection request that you've received, that means you're receiving email communication. Now, in my case, there are 6,792 subscribers of my LinkedIn newsletter that receive this type of communication from LinkedIn. Where does the newsletter come into play? Well, your LinkedIn newsletter is also a notification email that LinkedIn sends out. So LinkedIn, on your behalf, will email that notification message to every single one of your subscribers that has email notifications turned on. So in my case, 6,792 people received an email from LinkedIn letting them know about my newsletter edition. But also, LinkedIn goes a step further and they actually give you the percentage of people that opened that email, which in my case, 31%, which is very high, which is nearly 2,000 people chose to open that email to read my newsletter because in that newsletter edition, they can read the entire thing there. Guess what's at the very bottom? The link that either takes them to my website, that takes them to our workshop to capture an email, takes them to a lead magnet or quiz or an assessment or a calendar link. So you're getting double attention on your content and double ways just having a LinkedIn newsletter to collect emails from just having one on LinkedIn. Nance, anything you wanted to add to the benefits of LinkedIn newsletters?
Well, I would just say, with any kind of long form content, right? A LinkedIn newsletter is a long form content. Someone's taking time to read it. Similar to, if you're doing a video or something of that nature, if someone's taking the time to read it, give them a next step. right? Because the 9 times out of 10, that person is really interested, probably, in either finding a solution or learning more. So always think about, how can I leave these people better? How can I take them to the next step? What is the journey that I want them to go on? Is it booking a call with you? Is it joining your workshop? Is it checking out your website? Right? So think about those things and those intentions, right, that you want to put into place and take advantage of that long form content.
So, as a reminder, we're going to be teaching this not only in our upcoming workshop from April 27th to May 1st, but for people that want to go deeper into utilizing LinkedIn as a way to capture emails, optimizing your LinkedIn newsletters. That is exactly what we teach and help you do and optimize in our group coaching mastermind called Expert Authority. So, if you're interested in signing up for our $29 workshop from April 27th to May 1st called Scale Your Business on LinkedIn, um, all you have to do is type me in the comments and we'll send you the link to get registered. If you're interested in learning how to take one of our pre-sale spots, there's only 10 to 15 people allowed to join our mastermind when we do open the doors. Just type the word interested and we will send you our calendar link so you can book a time to learn more about the program itself. If you're a good fit and how we can serve you. So, again, this is for coaches, consultants, and service professionals of any industry. Those are the people that we serve and help most. If you're listening on the podcast, both of the links that I just mentioned will be in the show notes and the description of this episode. So we do appreciate you tuning in today. We hope you found this training and this episode helpful. So love and gratitude, and we'll talk to you next time.
Bye bye.